I'm getting a lot of requests for lonely exercises or solo volleyball drills. So I'm gonna show you the drill that I did. I didn't even consider it a drill, it was just an addiction. I used to do this drill at my summer house all the time. Pass to myself, set to myself, hit the ball on the roof. But I'm gonna include something so that you get some vision work. So after you pass to yourself and set to yourself, between your set and your hit, you have to look forward at the wall and then back to the ball and hit. So I'll make an exaggeration, just watch my eyes, watch my head tilt, and you can get some vision work while you're doing this. Trying to get a little fitness in, it'd be a sweet idea if you can add a burpee in between the roll. So if you got an angled roof, give it a shot. Burpee between every one. Pepper, little vision work, some burpees. Tired. This is an easy setting drill that you can do that involves footwork. If you're working on your footwork and you've got a ball and a hard surface and no ceiling, this is a setting drill for you. We know that whatever side the net is on, that foot should be forward. So if the net is over here, my steps should go left, right, set, or dip, dip, lift. If the net's on this side and I need to set this way, again, I should go dip, dip, lift, but I should go with my net foot forward. So it should be right, left, set. Dip, dip, lift. I'm gonna do this with a ball and I'm gonna have one bounce in between each contact. I'll show you what it looks like. Now if I'm setting in the other direction, so the net's on that side and I need to set this way, my step should be right, left, set. Dip, dip, lift. Soft knees and a foul shot release. Off foot, net foot, set, dip, dip, and lift. That's how we set. Get to practice. I want you to get 100 on each side today. 100 sets. You have nothing else to do. Go do it. Get your hands right. Get your footwork right so we get back to the beach. You're ready to go. Here's another lonely volleyball drill that you guys can try at home. It's for ball control. So you're going to pass to yourself. You're going to set to yourself. Then you can use a head or a shoulder. But after the head or shoulder touch, you have to use one hand. You can't use your forearm. It has to be your hand in between. And then it resets. So it's pass, set, head and shoulders, hand. Pass, set, head and shoulders, hand. Give it a shot. See if you can get 10 in a row. I think you got like 7. See if you can get 10. I don't know how you guys hold your pokey, but since you guys are gonna be inside for a while, you might as well start learning it. So a lot of people hold them differently, but I like to wrap my thumb around the front. Some people's fingers aren't really shaped like that. And what you wanna focus on is actually hitting the second segment of your hand. So this is gonna be the main strike point, okay?
And if you can keep this straight line from your wrist until the until the second knuckle, that's gonna be where your pokey has its power, right? So if you have that strike point right there, that's gonna be a great pokey, right? Because you're gonna have that power. If you decide to like bend it or shrink it at all, a lot of people end up making this really small, putting their fingers together, and that ends up looking like you're kind of like stabbing the ball with a pen. You're not gonna have much control. So you wanna spread the surface area and use almost the entire face of the second segment of your hand, of your finger, right? And then from there, it's just gonna be a strong wrist. And you're gonna have to get used to it by just starting, and you can go underhand like this, and you can also go overhand like this, right? You're gonna need all of them because sometimes a ball might come into the net. If you're a blocker, you land, the ball gets fired into the net or comes by you, and you're gonna need to be able to react like that. Also, you're gonna need to play defense or offense using a pokey. So if you can, some people's thumbs don't wrap around, they stay outside, but then you can use a wide finger surface area. Some people even use 3 fingers. I like to use the main 2, and then my thumb, and then this strong line from the top of my wrist until my second knuckle. So I want you guys to see if you can get to 10 in a row to start, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you go overhand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you've seen a couple of my other videos, you can go pass, pokey, but be sure that you can use underhand and overhand. And it might help you out a little bit. So pass, underhand, pass, overhand, pass, overhand, right? Just try to get used to it. You can do this while you're watching all of my awesome YouTube videos. I want to help you fix your arm swing from home, and we're going to do it using a tennis ball. So if you watched my last post, you know that there's 2 ways to open yourself up to get a bigger hitting window. One of them is by rotating through your torso. So if you can keep your hips forward, right? Keep your feet facing the camera or facing forward, and then keep your hips forward while opening your back. You can do that by taking your right hand, pushing from your back butt cheek, from your right butt cheek, and then opening your chest. So that's one way to open up using your thoracic, okay? And that's really important because you're gonna stretch across this oblique, and that's gonna help you generate torque and power. The other way to open up that hitting window is by using your rhomboids. So Torque VB on Instagram, his name is Isaac Newball. He's like a biomechanics genius, and he really helped me with my arm swing by getting me to open from here as well by activating this rhomboid muscle, okay? Using that. So there's 2 different ways. So the first thing that we're gonna do is practice our load sequence. So if I'm gonna throw this way, this is my 12 o'clock, okay? I'm gonna turn my feet to about 10:30. So both my toes are facing 10:30. And I'm gonna rotate my back first. Then I'm going to open using my rhomboids, or I'm gonna pinch my shoulder blades back so that I get some arm range of motion. So open thoracic, then I load my arm by squeezing my shoulder blades together just a little bit, okay? So that's 2 ways, boom, boom. And then I can start releasing and throwing. But before we go on to throwing, we have to know that there is a sequence for the arm swing. And it looks like this, from that loaded phase, right? I like to point my hand out and back away because it creates a little bit of a whip. You don't have to, but keep your hand high and away. From there, with this part of your elbow facing backwards. So again, if this is 12 o'clock, I want to get this part of my elbow to face backwards. My next move from there is to bring my elbow up so that this part of my elbow faces directly up while my hand is back, okay? That takes external rotation. So if you can't get your elbow up and rotate like this, face a mirror and see if you can see your hand on both sides of your bicep, right? That's external rotation. So if you can't get there, you need to do a little bit of range of motion work. So once I'm back, this part of my elbow points back, then this part of my elbow points up, right? And my hand is back. That is then when I can release to the wall. So you need a tennis ball and you need a wall, but there's 5 stops here, right? So I'm at 10:30. I open my chest, right? My hips stay locked, my toes stay on the ground, I open my torso. From there, I open my arm using my rhomboids, using the shoulder blade muscles, okay? From there, now my elbow, this part of my elbow is pointing back. So it's 1, 2, right? 3, 4. And I release from that high elbow point. Now, in the beginning, I want you to do this, and I want you to take 10 of them and hit every stop. 10, 30. Thoracic, shoulder blade, elbow high, elbow high, then release, okay? So again, here we go, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But a lot of you are gonna get stuck because you don't have that external rotation and high tricep and lat flexibility. So you're gonna get stuck by doing this. Make sure you use a camera. Make sure you put it in slow motion and you hit all of the stops. So let's go through it one more time. 10-30, feet, toes facing still, facing 10-30. Open thoracic, open the shoulder blade, elbow high, release. And in fast motion, it just looks like this, and you should get 100 throws today using this sequence, okay? Open, bam. It should feel, once you start doing that, like your hand is dragging behind you, okay? When you get to here, this is like a catapult, so that your hand drags far behind you, and you're not actually controlling the swing with your hand, you're not controlling the throw with your hand. That's just the end of the whip, okay? Again, very whippy arm swing to create some speed. Thoracic, shoulder, elbow, hand. Thoracic, shoulder, elbow, hand. Get that sequence down, and let's get 100 throws today with a tennis ball. If you want me to take a look at it, I want you to post it and I want you to tag me so that I can see what it looks like. Hopefully you can show it in slow motion, right? But tag me on it, set it in slow motion, use the sequence, torso, shoulder, elbow high, hand follows. Easy enough? Good luck.